Hey y'all, welcome back. Listen, delays, apologies, but happy resurrection. I hope everybody is doing well. And we are back, y'all. We are back to get into Diarra from Detroit, okay? Episodes 2 through 4. We're going to be covering them all. Listen, because we need to play catch up and we really want to be on deck every week, real time. And so starting next Sunday, we will be back on track. If you guys are new here, my name is Ashley, and this is My Sweet Perspective, where I give my take on all things TV and movie related. And I'm here to put you on, okay? And so today, I am joined by an illustrious guest that all of you know. I'm going to bring him up. Hey, Jay, happy resurrection. How are you?
Hey guys, how you doing? You said illustrious guest. I was looking behind like, who is she talking about?
Oh, you know who I was talking about. Come on now.
What's up, Ashley? What's up, family? What's going on? It's your man VACAY-J. We are here to get into this one right here because this one's crazy.
Really? So let me ask you this before we get started in all the slides and all the episodes.
Yeah.
So far, episodes 2 through 4, which one was your favorite?
Ooh, whoa, wow. So I would have to say the one that had Felicia Rashad in it because, again, just seeing her in that different light and really getting that backstory as to what really happened and why she did what she did. I think that was the one that kind of was like, yeah. I'm feeling it even more so. So the one with Felicia Rashad and her running around, running them ragged, like take this TV and stop flapping your gums. Like I saw her in a different light. I'm feeling it. How about you?
Absolutely. Me. Ooh, episodes 2 through 4. I'm going to go with 4 because to me, 4 felt so Detroit. 4 felt like a real friend group. Like I could imagine me and my friends pulling some of the stunts that they pulled. It really gave everything I needed to, but also Miss Vonda's episode. I'm with you. Miss Auntie Claire, she can do no wrong in my eyes. And I love that we're getting to see a completely different side of her.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's see. Bree said episode 3 was the best.
Yeah.
So far. And Miss Tasha says Felicia Rashad played the heck out of her role. She deserves an award and does.
Yeah.
And does. I ever tell y'all how I listen, all the Temptations. They said now there's been a rotation.
That part, Priest. Crazy.
Temptations, Auntie. So Mama Vonda, which one?
Oh yeah. I was like, what? The originals, all the originals.
Listen. And I hollered through this whole episode, y'all. But without further ado, let's jump right into it because we have a lot to cover. And let's go very back to the way back. Episode 2, The Russian. Honey. So just to recap and put things into perspective as far as what had happened up to this point is that we know Diarra went on the date with Ambien, okay? And he gave her everything she needed. She got that good night's sleep that she hadn't had in months, right? And then immediately they're supposed to go on a second date. He goes ghost, and she's like, he couldn't have ghosted me because I'm Diarra, and it was just too good. We had a magical connection, right? So that starts her journey. By the end of the episode, honey, we done went to Ambien's apartment, okay, and found a naked Russian tied up on the floor. And so episode 2 is where that left off. Okay. So that's just to give everybody a background because I know it came out like a week ago. How did you feel, honestly, about the Naked Russian and Ambien and Diarra in her journey?
So you want to talk about shock value, shock, like total shock. Wasn't expecting it. Again, that's why I'm interested in the show. You know, it kind of reminds me of how I kind of like had a secret like love for Ruthless, Tyler Perry's Ruthless,
Oh,
because it was just
okay.
off the chain, like out of this world, like you're not expecting it. I mean, the full frontal view of this dude and him just walking around and eating
Listen,
food and looking at his watch and throwing the ball against the wall while he's laying on the couch. I mean, it's like we got at least like 3 or 4 minutes of that. I'm like, okay, what's the point here?
what do
I
we
was,
need? And I
I
think we
was,
find out what later that that's how he prepares. He does his
yeah,
best work
yes,
in the
but
buff.
bucking naked, yeah, yeah.
So so the episode ends, I think episode 1 ends, she's in the post office and she sees the flyer and now everything makes sense. Mr. Ambien is Deontay in her mind, the little boy that went missing all these years ago. And so in the first picture up there, she's processing. Okay. She's like, leave me alone.
Yeah,
Because I need to wrap my head around
right.
everything. You know, I went from thinking he could never ghost me to he's missing to maybe it was me, maybe it wasn't a problem. And now I'm like, he really did go missing. And here we see Miss Monty. What do you think of Miss Monifa? What do you think of Monifa, the
I,
friend from back in the day?
I like her because she's like that real friend. Like I knew you win. Don't act like you know you're all Hasidity type of friend. Like she'll check you and make sure you're down to earth or make sure you're still here and you're not up in the clouds. You know what I'm saying? But I like her. She has good intentions. It's just she's very raw, very edgy. You know what I'm saying? Which I do like. I like the edgy, like keep it real type of chick. She a bus driver. You know what I mean? Got a mechanic for a husband. I mean, you know they get it in. You know what I mean? So I like her. I do. I like that raw. She's just a raw type of chick. I like her.
I
Yeah.
think so too. I like Monty. I like that we're getting a piece of Diarra's old life and her new
Yeah.
life with that. And Monifa brings that to the picture. And, you know, she's coming from a different perspective. She's a wife, she's a mom. So we're kind of getting to see her real life as well. Now, this tickled me. Now, the professor got on the bus, which apparently
Mhm.
is a Detroit staple. Okay. And he knows everything that's happened in Detroit. And we know him. I know him as Raj from What's
Right.
Happening.
What's
Um,
happening? That's right. I was I
but
was happy to
he
see him.
listen, so he is basically, I want to say the Aesop, right, of the hood. And so they're
Mhm.
like, what happened to Deontay all these years ago, right? Diarra want to
Right.
see if he's a real life professor, if it's an accredited institution.
He's like, ah, 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 ah. Like she was like, oh, she held the ears because he hit that high. Ah, 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 wait, you're not gonna ask me that. It was funny.
That
Funny.
tickled me. And so when she asked him, he immediately says that Deontay's mama Vonda sold
Mhm.
him to the super secret Negro soldier program.
Crazy, yo.
What'd you think of that response?
Listen, he's the typical neighborhood wise man into everybody's business type of dude. So, I was not surprised that he said something like that, but I was dying. Yo, him and his little boy behind him talking about all these like outlandish little theories and just crazy stuff. I was just like, this is funny to me. I was just laughing my ass off.
The conspiracy theory sent me. I can't even
Yeah.
front. I was here for it. And honestly, to me, by the time we got through the end of episode 4, I was like, heck, maybe Deontay did get sold to the super secret Negro soldier.
Like he almost had me convinced, but that's how they usually do. They're really very convincing, very convincing.
Miss Tasha said, I like Moni. She is a ride or die. She
Yes,
absolutely is.
yes,
Monique says, I like Moni. Yep. Roger from What's Happening.
that's
Absolutely.
right.
Okay. So now, right? So Diarra was reeling. She was in her feelings. And so
Mhm.
Aja decides to throw her
Oh my god.
a get together with her group of super save friends, right? Allegedly.
Jeez,
But I
jeez.
mean, we get into pegging, we get into men are dogs, right? We
Typical.
everyone gets to vent and have their
Yes.
opportunity to share their thoughts. What did you think of Aja bringing the impromptu group meeting?
It was a surprise. It was, I mean, she walked in there. I thought she was gonna get robbed again, but it was like tea. So you heard the she's like, hold up. She was on the phone with whoever, and it was like, is she getting robbed again? No, we just bringing the girls together. You know what I'm saying? Gonna have a divorce party and all this and that. I mean, the lady when she was talking about her husband did meth and then find him in a hotel pegging and
Man,
doing white dudes. She's like, what black man be doing meth? I
that was
was
the part,
laughing.
right?
Yeah, I was like, you're crazy. Like, she has a point though. Like, we don't be
I
doing that.
mean,
That's heavy stuff.
she absolutely had a point. Again, I'm here for sisterhood.
Yeah.
I'm definitely here for supporting one another. And by the end of it, honey, Diarra was telling all her business because we know that even though she's on this quest to find Ambien, this is really about the marriage falling apart. You know,
Right.
this is so layered and leveled. And I hope everyone's getting that when they're watching it, that sometimes we do things as a form of escapism. And I think her friends realize that. And I just love how they are all coming together to support her.
But before you move on,
Mhm.
let's track back a little bit. Remember, she had the tag, right, that she found in the apartment, that little tag, right? I don't know if you're gonna get to
Yes.
that yet, but she asked the white teacher guy, and he kind of
Man.
told her whatever, and then slapped her butt. She's like, "What are you doing?" Oh, I heard you're having a divorce. So
Yeah,
she was
you
like, "I
single
don't understand."
now.
Right, right. But right here is where she figured out because she put all the pieces together to look it up on her phone as to what, what it was. And then it kind of like spoke out loud what it was. And it was like, oh yeah, we need to definitely have this party. So it was funny, man. I like it because it's just unexpected stuff. She gets weird and it's just real awkward situation that we find her in. You know what I mean?
Very awkward. And so ultimately she finds the little dog tag in the apartment,
Yes.
right? And so she immediately is like, what is going on? Are they having a secret love affair, the Russian and Ambien?
I
Like, what's
thought that.
really good, right?
I
And
thought
so
it.
again, she asked the teacher, and he's like, it's some Hellenistic symbol for hedonism or something, basically like
Yeah.
orgies and all the wild things.
Mm,
Uh, And so that sends her, of course, on a quest. She starts putting the things together, like you said, and she's like,
yeah.
I know where we can go, right? Now that I have this symbol, and we will definitely get there. Let's see.
Yeah.
Now, okay, now we're getting more into Monty and her situation, right? So throughout this episode, we get to meet her and her husband, aka Glock. Okay, that Jay put me on to. I was like, this man
Salute.
looks familiar. Jay said,
That's
that's
Glock.
Glock
Yeah, from
from
BMF. That's
BMF.
right. Yep.
And so she ends up coming to the get together. I don't know if she was pictured in the last set of slides, but Monty ends up coming because she's like, how are you having a party and didn't even invite me? You got people parking in front of my house, doing
Mhm.
the absolute most. And, they're talking about men and their secrets. And they're like, Monty's like, my man has a secret. They're like, you need to get to the bottom of it. Okay. You need to figure out what's going on. And so she goes and pays her husband a visit. I think she brings him something, some food or something
Ooh,
to
yep.
his mechanic shop. Now, Jay, when we walked into this mechanic shop, what did you think was going on? Because I thought something else was going on when she walked in and saw his head in that car.
Okay, no, I wasn't thinking what you were I wasn't thinking what you were thinking, but I automatically thought BMF, you know what I'm saying? They putting some stuff in the cars and they hiding under the seats and they putting in the compartments and stuff like that, right? So that's what I automatically thought, like, yeah, he's there with some unscrupulous people doing some unscrupulous things, and she is seeing this and witnessing it. And then when we see the guy and he's hiding his little blicky, yeah, it's nothing but trouble going on.
Absolutely. Now, you're better than me because when I saw the head making that motion, and I know she was thinking the same thing. Listen, because the ladies had just shared, okay, about what the men folk was doing. So I thought the worst immediately, but I'm glad it was something else. Okay. Um, and I also enjoyed how he was willing to open up, right? She knew what time it was. She's like,
Yeah.
okay, how much are we into these guys for?
Mm,
And what's our plan? You know what I'm saying?
right.
So I could appreciate that.
50K.
Okay. Miss Tasha
Mhm.
says Diarra and Monty's friendship seems more authentic than her and Aja's friendship. Just in my okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
Hey,
they go
hey,
way
hey,
back.
sir. Yeah, yeah. HR needs to be called for that. It did, because why did he just feel the need to she said, "I'll never understand. I'll never understand these people, honey."
Mhm.
I thought something was going on with him in that listen, Miss Tasha, I'm glad
I
I'm not
did
the
that.
only one. I surely he's not bobbing and weaving.
No.
Yes, he was absolutely doing work for some sort of organized
Yes.
crime group in the area. And so again, they're into them for $50,000.
Mhm.
And this is going to progress in our story, and we're going to find out more as it goes on, honey. This is when it got interesting, Jay.
Wild party, boy. Wild party, I tell you.
We found the symbol. It was an entry token to, I guess, the VIP portion of the party. Mr. T, her bestie who teaches with her, says, "Okay, I'm going to go with you, Diarra." He goes in the regular, honey, meets the DJ. I wasn't expecting that. Can I be honest? I wasn't expecting all that happened with the passing of the Magnums. I didn't anticipate that, right?
You didn't see it come, and yeah, he did a little magic trick. He's
I
like, "What is
said,
this magic trick? I'm not impressed," right? But yeah, obviously he was, right? He's like,
and
"Whatever you want it to
was.
be," you know? So, yeah,
And
weird.
absolutely was. And so now we are in kind of the freak off club. Okay. Listen,
Yes.
you got to tell what they say, you got to tell Diddy no, but they didn't. They went. Um, and so And so Diarra side decides that she is going to partake. Okay. She connects with the Russian. And I mean, from the dominatrix suite
Mm.
to the dancing to the wild conversations while both are apparently inebriated. What did you think was
Well,
happening and going on?
I understood why she was doing it, right? And again, if you really watch it, he was saying some really key things, you know what I'm saying, as far as divorce. This is his third divorce.
Mhm.
And one thing that he said that stood out to me was you got to learn how to rebirth yourself, like start all over. You know what I mean? So this is his third time around. But he was like, "You want some Molly Cyrus?" I'm calling it Molly Cyrus. Okay. And she was like, "You know what? The only way for me to get something out of this dude, I gotta participate." So when she did, that's when everything turned around and it turned into a joyride that I honestly, I enjoyed watching. It was pretty wild just to see her like that. And they're just like, "I can't stop touching myself, and he can't stop touching himself." And but she keeps seeing this burner phone ring. So she's
Mhm.
she's still in tune, you know what I'm saying? Even though he's trying to tie her up and whip her, and she's like, "I ain't doing that."
Listen,
Right?
she snapped out of that real quick. She said,
Real quick.
ain't no high that high for
Yeah.
you to be
She's like, "Tell
whooping."
that white guy to back up." And then this lady comes out, "Back up." He's like, "Yes, mistress." And then she gets a little something. It was wild. It was super wild. Hola, hola.
It
Hola.
was absolutely wild. It was
Yeah.
absolutely wild. Hey, queen. But like you said, we did get some answers. We did get some resolution, but I felt like it escalated so quickly, Jay. I was like, now listen here. Uh, okay, because we went to partying together, and then she's like, "Look, get serious. Who are you? What are you
Yeah.
doing?" And he's like, "Who are you?" Because what I think is so hilarious, and what we're kind of understanding more and more is
Mhm.
because she's invested herself so much in this search, people are beginning to think she's a part of some organization
Oh,
as
yeah.
well.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if I'm like the Russian dude, I'm like, okay, she's obviously like an undercover something. She's asking me questions. She's following me around. I'm kind of BSing her because that's what she was like. She's like, "I slowly realized that he's nothing but BS." You know what I'm saying? That's when she came out. I was like, "Yo, where's he at?" And he said Deontay's name. And that's what solidified it for her
Mhm.
because he was looking for Deontay too. So it's like, okay, yeah, yeah. So
Absolutely.
this is a good way to go about it. It was weird, but we got to it.
Definitely weird. But so ultimately, what happens, guys, in this scene? So, they're dancing. She finally confronts them, right? She needs that burner phone. She wants the burner phone. He gets aggressive with her. It's about to go down. And suddenly,
Hmm.
someone from the shadows rolls
Mm.
up. What did you
Mhm.
think about that scene, Jay? Were you tripping? Were you like, what
I
is
was
about to
like
happen right now?
I was like, "Who the hell is that?" But this is what I did notice, right? The same person that shot the Russian had that mask on, right? But when she walked in the door, she looked at that same person. I don't know if you peeped that out.
Mm-mm.
That same person looked at her and then walked the other way. It was real quick. And then turn around, he shot the Russian. It's the same person. So I'm thinking that gotta be Deontay, yo. That's what
I think it's ambient too. That was all
yeah.
I could think of because I was like, in that moment, the Russian was coming close to doing something to Diarra. We could tell in that moment it was about to go down. So I was like, was he protecting Diarra or was it something else? Was it just on his task list, right, to take out? But I'm telling you, I think he's a part of the super secret Negro soldier program. I
Society.
do. Yes,
I mean, you
I
never
do.
know. He's been away for how many years now? Like 12 years or whatever. So you never know what he got involved with, who he got involved with, or whatever the case is. I mean, but having an apartment with nothing in it, and then all of a sudden this Russian shows up and he's looking for the ransom too, because that's what I think he's on. He's on trying to get the ransom, but again, he's doing something. But I think that guy again is ambient for real. Cause I think he was watching her since the beginning. So if you run that back, run the tape back, watch when she walks in the door, that guy with the mask on, the black mask, looks at her and then walks away. So I think he was watching it all that time.
I'm definitely gonna do it. I'm definitely gonna do it. So basically, we see that the Russian gets bopped in the club. Diarra's checking herself. Is it me? Did I get did
Right.
I get
She was like,
shot?
oh, a little something. She
But
had a
she
nice
did not.
outfit on though. I will
She
say that. Like she looked
it
good.
was fly. Diarra
Yeah,
gets fly. I'm not even mad at
I
my
like
good
it.
sis. And so she before everything goes off and everything goes away, she got that phone. Okay. Because one thing about Diarra, she's on a mission. And she didn't forget what she came for. So
That's right.
she got that phone. And I believe that's how we end episode 2, The Russian. So like I said, that was, honestly, so far, this second episode was my least favorite, but I think
Okay.
it established some good groundwork and we do have some additional clues as to what's happening.
Absolutely.
Happy Easter. Okay, let's get into it. You ready? You ready?
Let's
You
go.
ready?
Let's go.
Episode 3, the one that got away. Honey, listen.
My favorite.
So we know now that Moni needs the money. Okay. And so she's kind of enlisted her services to help Diarra find Mr. Man because listen, we need to get that bag. Okay.
Right.
Diarra has taken the phone and called. And who do we think answers the phone, Jay? Who answered the phone, Jay? You remember who answered the
Well,
phone?
at first it was Mr. Greeks, right? When she called, it was like, oh, well, he probably wanted some pizza. So that's the last number, right? Because she's like, yeah, the last number has to be the person that is putting him up to getting at Deontay and Ambient, da da da. And then she picks up that phone or she calls and she's like, who's this? Who's this? Well, this is
You called my effing phone. I
you
said,
call
Miss
right.
Vonda responded to that. And she
And then,
did. She said, this
yeah,
is Vonda so and so. And I'm like,
yeah.
"Hmm."
He was like, whoa, whoa. I was like,
The
really?
the plot thickens. Now, again, we stand Claire. Listen, we stand Claire Huxtable. We stand Miss Vonda, the Felicia Rashad
That's
in
right.
this. What was the first, what do you think their first encounter was like? Because I was scared too. Because I was like, what's about to happen? Is she about to get our girls that
Well,
fast?
look, when when Moni rolled up on her, she's like, "Excuse me," and she pulled out the blicky. I was like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa,
Listen.
whoa, whoa, whoa!" And she was right. Like, this is Detroit. You don't roll up on people like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you want? Oh, you want to go into church? Yeah, okay, all right. You know what I'm saying? So I like out the gate pulling out the blicky. It's just straight like, yo, this is the street. Don't roll up on me. But we about to go on a journey. You want to know something? You
Come
gonna come
on.
with me. Jump in the ride. Ain't no seats in the back of this van. So you gonna have to make two.
In the
And that's
cargo van.
right. See the cargo van. So she driving around, they all being tossed around in the van. It was crazy. It was crazy to me.
Listen, because the way she was driving, I said, now listen, we know you're unhinged,
Yeah.
Auntie Vonda, but come on. No, but she wasn't playing with the girls and they were
No.
scared, didn't know what to do. But again, Diarra has this one track mind and this mission. And so while connecting with her, they find out that Miss Vonda, Mama Vonda, okay, is on some secret missions herself.
Yeah.
I loved this part of it. I was like, what better tribute to your missing child than to be helping people find their missing children? What do you think about
Absolutely.
that element that they added to the story?
At first, it was a little sus because I didn't know why the guy was rolling up on her. Didn't know why she gave him the box. He said, "Hey, be careful. You're gonna blow your head off." I'm like, "Okay, this is some crazy stuff going on." And then before they got in the car, she said, "Do you know how to swing a bat?" Right. So it was like all of these little like nuggets. Like, what is she getting at? But once we did find out that she was actually trying to rescue kids, kidnap kids, I was like, "That's dope." I mean, it makes sense, right? Your child is lost, stolen, whatever, taken, right, kidnapped. You on a mission now to do right and try to help other kids.
Absolutely. I did. I thought that was the most beautiful part of the episode because come on. But I want to say, let's not ever give Diarra a bat again. When I tell you she sent me so bad in that house with that bat. Okay.
Yeah.
So so Miss Vonda gets the call. They got to break in, y'all, to this. I don't know if it's a trap house or what. It's seemingly so, right?
Yeah.
To rescue this young woman there. And they decide that they are going to give Diarra the bat, honey. And I am just sitting here like, Diarra did everything but swing a bat. You hear me? Like she played with the bat, she threatened him with the bat.
She ain't about that life. She ain't about that life. We know that. She a teacher. She ain't about that
Not at
life.
all. But I said what she was a good distraction.
She was.
She was definitely a good distraction on that. I love the dynamic between the two of them. I
Oh
think I
yeah.
think that was good. And we'll get back to that. But let's move right along, honey. Let's see. Okay. 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 Again, I like how they're breaking up the episodes, right? We are getting kind of a piece of everyone's story, a piece of everyone's personality. And that's giving me everything I need. But this night, Aja and T are out and about, right?
Mhm.
Aja's main concern right now is growing her business, getting on the 35 under 35 for Detroit.
Right. That's right. Mhm.
And while they're there, honey, Mr. T is clocking this former athlete who apparently is trade, honey, on the DL,
Mhm.
allegedly.
Mhm.
But all the while, Dresser's there. I said, "Is that you, Dresser?" Listen, 5 heartbeats. And Diarra, I just want to say
Mhm.
this side note. Kudos to you for using 5 heartbeats references throughout this show. I'm just saying, I feel this in my heart that the
Yeah.
5 heartbeats speaks to every aspect of our lives, and
Oh yeah.
so when people appreciate it, I'm absolutely here for it. But they're at the restaurant chilling. What did you think about this whole moment, this whole situation?
I mean, it's the typical like, I got an opportunity to reach out to this guy, see what I can do, let me maneuver over there. I think the guy that was talking to Mr. T probably felt like he was feeling him and trying to give him the vibes because he was talking about his old basketball days and all of this and that. And he thought, like, oh, okay, this guy might be interested in me. But he wasn't interested in Mr. T at all. But he did bring her over to him to talk to him. And I was surprised that he actually was interested. But the way that she finagled it, she finessed it. She talked him into it. He was like, "All right, give your information to my assistant." I mean, it was a great play. She did her thing, and then after he was like, "All right, well, can we, the guy that brought her over, can we sit down and do it?" She was like, "I'm abstinent and I don't want to do it." It's like, well, okay, that's fine. That table's open. It don't matter to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he know that somehow, some way, he was going to try. He was going to try, even though she's abstinent. He was still going to try to get in the pants, but it is what it is. But I thought it was a great, great scene here.
I did too. I'm absolutely here for everything about this scene, except
Yeah.
my good sis going off with him because I'm still convinced he's probably the trade. He might not want Mr. T in the daytime. But he might want Mr. T at night, so we gotta feel this
He
thing
might.
out.
He might not. He may just be a fan because Mr. T obviously was a great basketball player. Like he
Yeah.
really got down. So he probably was just a fan, but it is what it is. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see, but yes, but I absolutely love seeing a Dresser in this.
Mhm.
A very well accomplished actor. If you watch The Blacklist, then you know him. Like, I think I'm amazed that he's in the show. I'm loving that we're getting some really great talent in
We
it,
are.
and I do love the opportunity. I like that she kinda carves her way out and is not afraid to ask for what she wants or
Oh
what
yeah.
she needs as a businesswoman.
Mhm.
Monique says Batwoman, absolutely. And it was definitely a trap, absolutely. Diarra is suffering with PTSD from the other night. I guess so.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You saw those flashbacks that she was having. Even the pat on the butt. You know what I'm saying? It's like all of these things just kind of like pop up in her head. So yeah.
Yeah, because I guess we have to remember she is in such a vulnerable place. You
She
know what I'm
is.
saying? She is in
Yeah.
such a vulnerable place at this moment. Okay, Jay. She got in the house with that bet. Like I
Mhm.
said, Vonda not playing no games with anybody. Immediately, we see this baby who is apparently beaten down,
Mm.
laying down. Vonda comes to the rescue. Diarra got the bat. She's like, girl, we'll use it. And so
Right.
this big man comes in and Diarra doing the absolute most,
The
but she
most.
was a distraction. Miss Vonda got that bottle or whatever she had,
Mhm.
knocked him over the head, and the rescue mission was accomplished. What did you think of that moment?
Yeah, it was good. It was like a good team up for that moment. Um it was funny again. Diarra is hilarious. Like if you really look at it from a funny standpoint, it's hilarious, but she means well. You know what I'm saying? She's on this mission. She's trying to find Deontay, trying to help out, trying to do whatever she has to do to get all the information, all the clues. So yeah, I thought it was a cool moment. Felicia Rashad, man, gangster, gangster. Vonda is gangster, which I
That
like.
part.
Gangster for the
That part.
peoples, for the children's, you know?
And so after all is said and done, they decide that they need a debrief. Okay.
Mhm.
So we have Vonda, Moni, and Diarra, and they're all sitting around the table because if we didn't already say it before, according to Diarra, Vonda was their prime suspect. Everybody in the hood thought Vonda did it. So now we actually get the story, right?
Yeah.
Of what happened. And it really boiled down to honestly, Mama needed a break. Mama didn't
Mhm.
have no support. Mama needed a break because Diarra's question to her, she's like, I don't think she did it, right? But why did you wait 23 minutes to get up and search for your baby? And that's what I thought too, if I can be honest with you. Why did you
I think everybody thought that in the hood, but again, we find out Lil Deontay a little badass, yo. He just a little annoying. Man, when they showed that scene, just jumping all over the place and taking her change and just doing all, look, every mother, parent knows. Like sometimes them kids, boy, you wanna be like, yo, F them kids. Like, I need a break. Like, go take them, you take them. I don't care who takes them. Right now, I just need to just chill. So I could understand why she kind of just sat down, was just watching them. But again, somebody took him out. Right, right. Dante was buck wild. Exactly, Miss Tasha.
buck wild?
Buck
She said
wild.
he run around the house breaking stuff. She couldn't do shit.
Yeah.
She said she wanted to teach him a lesson.
Yeah.
Baby, I guess Deontay didn't get no lesson.
Little
But well, he got a
knucklehead.
lesson, but it wasn't the lesson nobody wanted for him. And that was
Right.
that was sad to me.
Mhm.
But you
Mhm.
know, we live and we learn, okay? And
That's right.
so Miss Vonda leaves after we kind of got that out of the way, and Diarra is talking to Moni, and she's like, Miss Vonda didn't do it. We went
Right.
down the wrong trail with that. So now we kind of need a new lead. But then Moni opens up to Diarra. And what did you think about this?
Well,
Moni
again, they
being
go.
vulnerable.
Yeah, they go way back. You know, we see kind of, Moni's walls kind of breaking down. This was her best friend, we find out, right? So, I mean, if anybody she's gonna open up to as far as what's going on with her, it's gotta be Diara, right? It gotta be her. So I thought it was a good moment for them to kind of bond even more, even though they, how you got like a childhood friend and you had, y'all didn't have a fallout, but y'all just go your separate ways because things happen,
Yeah.
people move away or whatever the case is. So now that she's back in the hood and now that this is happening, she's lining herself up with her. I thought it was a cool moment that she just got vulnerable with her and said, hey, this was really going on. I really need this bread. So whatever we can do, whatever I can do, I'm here for it.
I'm here to help you with the case, honey. And Diarra loved that. She was like, yeah, thank you for
Thank you for
saying the
saying it was the
case.
case. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah.
I love that moment too. Listen,
Yeah.
Lord, we gonna have to get into it. We're gonna
Mr.
have to get
Chestnut.
into it.
Yeah.
Mr. Francois, aka Swa, aka Morris Chestnut.
Hmm.
He's pissing me off, Jay. Can I be honest with you? He's
Be
he's
honest.
really acting he's acting a mess in my mind because pay that lady's Amex bill. Give that lady her baby. Okay, give that lady her SS. Can
Yeah.
we do that?
Yeah, I mean, we getting clues and little things, but I don't have the full story as to why he's acting this way. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the open marriage thing, I got that. I just I need more information before I conclude that he's being a total a-hole. Like, he's not paying the Amex, I get it. But what happened that has led him to the point that he doesn't want to pay the Amex, that he doesn't want to do anything? You know what I'm saying? He's keeping the car that she picked out and all of this and that, right? What is it? What happened? We don't have that information yet. So I want more before I conclude.
All that's been said up to this point is that they were having struggles in the marriage. He suggested open marriage as an option. She got ticked the heck off
Yeah.
and went back home, right? And he says in this episode 3, that you just left me. You just left me. You didn't say nothing for 3 months. You just walked away. You don't walk away from something you care about. So to
Okay.
me, it almost feels like it's punishment. And I'm thinking, if this was literally the only issue, that you brought up open marriage, and we know Diarra's going to run with her idea. We've
Mhm.
learned enough about her to know
Yeah,
if
she's
she
very
gets a thought
passionate.
about something,
Yeah.
she's going to run it. But is that enough of a reason to be so contentious? Or was she right? Did he have this woman in his life
That's the
before?
parts we don't know. It's like they're giving us these little pieces, and that's cool. Yeah, definitely punishment. I mean, in retrospect, like if you really look at it, if she left him and he was trying this open marriage thing and whatever, and she just ran with what she ran with, as you said, he's probably hurt, and that's why he's acting this way. You know, hurt people hurt people. So he's acting this way to kind of get her back because he felt abandoned, if that's the case. But again, I'm waiting for all the information to come through before I make the conclusion. But yeah, right now it doesn't look like it's going in her favor, and he's really the one holding all the cards with all the money and everything.
I am making a prediction, Jay, going forward,
Ah, let's do it.
that he was cheating. And this
Mm,
is punishment, but it's
oh
not
man,
punishment because of what you think. Later on in the episode, she's going to say he has a habit of trying to be the good Negro, right?
I remember
I
that.
think this is about appearances. I think he's punishing her because of what it looks like to everybody else, because of the way she left, because she's been so vocal about it. That is my idea and my thought as to why he's treating her like this
So
now.
you think that the open marriage happened? He messed around with this girl. It turned into not open marriage, but yo, I'm just going to see her. I'm messing around with her. I'm still married. Diarra left. She didn't want nothing to do with it, and he just kept messing with her. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, I think the relationship, if at the very least the meeting between he and this woman started before his marriage was over, and I think he's just punishing Diarra because she walked away and she embarrassed him publicly. I think he
No, I
wanted
get it.
Diarra to just sit there and maybe
Hmm.
try to sister wife her, honestly, to
Okay, we'll
if you
see.
want to know the truth about it.
We're gonna need more information, but we'll see.
We
We'll
will.
definitely
We will.
see.
But that's my prediction thus far. Okay, Miss Monique. She says, great moment between the two, even though Diarra called Money her childhood frenemy in episode 1. Yeah, she did call her that. Definitely
Mhm.
punishment. That's what I think, Monique, because I just don't know why you would do her like that when he's clearly the breadwinner, when he clearly has the money. He's got the pocketbook. Was it
Yeah,
physical or emotional? Let's let Jay answer that when the
I don't
time
know. Like
comes.
again,
Was it
from
physical?
from my assessment, check your private chat. From my assessment, again, like I think he was trying this out. She left, and it was like, "Oh, you don't want to participate in this thing? Well, I'm messing around with this girl, and you leaving me. I felt abandoned, whatever." So I think it has something to do with what you're saying, and also, him feeling abandoned. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. But that's just an early take. We've got some more episodes, 4 more
We sure
episodes
do.
to go. So let's see.
Hmm.
Oh Lord. Okay. And not sister wiper. Yeah, sister wiper, friend.
Yeah,
That's what I felt like.
maybe.
Okay. Okay, we get into something. Listen, now in the beginning, and that slide did what it wanted to do, but in the beginning of this episode, we saw Ambien, right?
Yes.
In his apartment, put a box in the oven.
Yes.
Now, they decide to go back to the apartment because she all of a sudden remembers that he didn't cook. But
Mhm.
can I pause really quick here? Why
Pause.
is Ambien living in squalor?
You love that word with squalor.
I do, because it is and it's appropriate
Well,
on
maybe
Skid Row.
maybe this is one of his spots. Remember, he was kidnapped, obviously. He probably escaped, right? We're gonna find out more as the season goes on as to the backdrop as to what happened to him in between when he was a kid and now. But again, he's a little kid. He wasn't raised right. He wasn't raised to the point that he can, take out the garbage at that point. He was what, like, would you say he was like 4 or 5 years old, or maybe
Yeah, he was a
6 years old?
baby, 5, 6 maybe.
Yeah, he wasn't taught how to, get dishes and get all this and that and the third. And that's why he said at that dinner when they first got together, I'm great at ordering things.
Mm.
And that's what gave her the clue to be like, he doesn't cook. What's going on? Boom, here we go with the box in the oven.
Yeah, and I put a little kinda Easter egg in there. That's the Ninja Turtle
Yes.
basket or, book bag that will be
Yes.
revealed later, but we have more clues, honey. The clues are coming out. Is it really Deontay? Is it a doppelganger? Like, we just still don't know. All the signs are leading to Diarra is correct. All of the
Yes.
signs are leading towards that. So,
Yeah.
let's see. Episode
Ooh,
4.
cash doll, cash doll. You know that is. Cash.
Maisha. Well, Maisha on here, but also from BMF.
Yes, that's Monique. Yeah. Cash doll. She
Mm,
fine
mm,
as hell.
mm. She looked good. She was nasty in here, though. She had a bad attitude. Nasty
Oh,
with a
yeah.
bad attitude. He's living in the slums, but dressed nice with Jordan. Thank you, Miss Tasha.
Yeah.
2 plus 2 is not equaling 4. That's
Yeah.
my thing. Looking like he smells good and all the things.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, episode 4, All In, opens up. This is the beginning scene, and they basically work backwards on this episode, right?
Mhm.
So, we see them, Detroit's finest, honey. And this is probably what made me really fall in love with this episode because I was like, y'all better show up and show out.
Yeah.
Detroit people are known to dress, they've just been always known for that. And so I loved seeing the furs. I loved
Mhm.
seeing T with the hat. Like I was here for all of this moment. Okay.
Mhm.
But we find out that they are trying to get into this exclusive poker game because we have a new
Suspect.
suspect, Mr.
Yes.
Kincaid, honey, played by
John Sally.
John Sally. There you
Yes.
go,
Legend.
honey. What did you think about this opening scene? What do you think about how the story is taking a turn?
Again, another weird, wild opening. This one doesn't have a naked Russian in it. Thank God. Don't want to see that again. But I just like how the switch up happens. They come out pimped out. They got the pimp music going on. Like what's happening here? Where they going? They all dressed up and all this and that. But I thought it was dope. I thought it was dope. A dope opening. And the whole secret compartment and everything. Like, oh, who sent you? Like, what's the name and all of this and that, and it was real secretive and like some I Spy stuff. You know what I mean? So they was on a mission on some I Spy dressed up. So it was kind of cool. It didn't go too long, which I like. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like all throughout the episode that they had to be undercover looking like pimps and other things. You know what I'm saying? So I thought it was cool. I thought it was cool.
I did too. Absolutely love that scene. And T's got the connect, honey. He knows everybody. Apparently, he knows some of everyone
Yeah.
in the city. So I'm loving that. Miss Tasha says, and I thought they were at his apartment when they got busy. It had to be her. It had to be her mama's house because
It
the
had to
only
be her
way she
mom's
knew
house.
that was the apartment was because of the mofos, the wing place across the street, right?
Right. Right. She found the apartment. She went to look for it. They never got busy in that apartment. Yeah.
So here we go. A few days earlier. Now, this is Brother Man who was fighting the Russian originally, right? And he is hot on Diarra's tail, honey.
Yeah.
He is on a mission to find her and just loud and wrong. I think everything he done found out about Diarra has been incorrect. And so
Oh
I'm
yeah.
just waiting to see.
Yeah, his name is Tank. That's what he goes by, Tank. And he's just
Okay.
getting the wrong information. Just going about it all wrong. He thinks that she's like a secret spy or something like that. We gotta find this girl. We gotta find this girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's all he saw, right? That's all he heard was when they came to the apartment and he had to run out after tying up the Russian dude.
Mhm.
So yeah, Tank is looking, he's searching. You know,
Man,
who is
a
he talking to?
mess.
That's the question of who is he talking to on the phone?
Yeah, who does he work for? Well, he's
Right,
thinking she works for the Greeks, the Russians, everybody but who she
right,
actually is. I
right,
said, "Why
right.
don't you just follow her to her job? Like,
Yo, she
you'll
was on
find
the
out
Greek
she's a
spot.
teacher."
Yeah, right, right. Totally wrong. Yep.
Come on, man. And then below, we see headquarters.
Dun, 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 dun.
Listen, we see Diarra in the headquarters, and this is mission control.
Yeah.
All right. What are you thinking about her setup and her Harriet the spy situation that she's got going on?
Yo, I think what her friends is saying is true though. Like this is absolutely a redirection of the pain that she's going through. So she's diving into this thing head first. You know what I mean? And while it's funny at the same time, you got to really look at it and say, you know what? There's a lot of pain behind all of that, but
Absolutely.
at the same time, she's on to something because she got the box and she got a whole lot of other stuff in the box. What she say is a time capsule, but it's like a
Mhm.
crime capsule, right? So I'm just like,
Lord, she
she
and her
is
little, she
all
is.
in. She's all in for real.
She got that backpack, honey, and like you said, we are getting clues. I believe in this moment we find out that, one of his coaches
Yeah.
is child, I done forgot the man's name that fast.
Was the guy that
Kincaid.
Kincaid?
Nick
Yeah,
Kincaid, yes, was one of the coaches, and so now this is going to take our search, our spy sessions, our dig for information in a completely different direction. So
that's right.
that's a new lead. We got it, and Diarra, she is going to run with it. Okay, we're gonna run with everything. But if we look at this bottom slide here,
Yeah.
Diarra has to meet with her lawyer.
Mm.
What'd you think of the lawyer? What'd you think of the lawyer?
I mean, she was keeping it real with her, but it was just she wasn't encouraging it at all. You know what I'm saying? It didn't seem like she was on her side at all. It seemed
Right.
like, you know what, man, you just need to give it up. Just sign the papers. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna get what you think you're gonna get out of this. It didn't seem like she was a good lawyer for her at all. Like,
Me
yeah,
either. She was like, "We could go to court. Let's go to court." Dior said, "Let's go to court. I wanna
right.
go to court." And
Yeah,
she's like, "Well, that's not who you want." I thought she might have been one of Swaz's friends. I said, is she on his payroll? Because
maybe. Maybe. Remember she was in the police department and then one of his boys rolled up, or one of his relatives rolled up and he's a cop. So
the
maybe.
brother, mhm.
Yeah, maybe.
Lord, tired, 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 tired.
Right.
And so again, she's just kind of reeling after that. So many things are going on in Diarra's mind at this point. In the
Mhm.
top clip, you see the school and she's teaching her class, honey. And it's like the class is going haywire
She ain't
all
teaching the
around
class.
her. Listen, not at all. Diarra, like, and I think T says later in the episode, you missed sixth period, right? Like completely. Like you ain't even show up, Diarra,
Jeez, she is
because she's
so
got
deep in
this
this.
Listen, this one track mind, and I don't know,
Yeah.
I wonder how long she sat in that class while they were throwing stuff, jumping up and down, doing the absolute most while she's
Wildin'.
just
Yeah. Just wilding on a computer, searching stuff, da, 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 like, she totally zoned everything out, you know?
but she didn't found
Crazy.
everything she needed to know about Mr. Kincaid, honey, and she is on
She
the
did.
way. Do you hear me?
Mhm.
When I tell you she found this people in a restaurant, she went
Mhm.
with
Yeah.
T and Aja, and she's like, "Imma just approach him. Imma just ask. Imma just ask the questions, okay?" Ah, I wasn't expecting what happened next though, Jay. If I can be honest with you, I wasn't expecting the reaction from the wife. I
Oh,
I
yeah.
just wasn't expecting it. What did you think? She was like the peasants.
She was like, "Arr." She was like the little bulldog, "Arr, get away from my husband." Arr." You know what I'm saying? But T did say like she's been on was it D patrol for many years because they've been together for a long time. So, he probably always had fans rolling up to him because I believe he played basketball as well, right? I believe he was a basketball player and then he turned coach or whatever the case is.
Mhm.
So, she was just like, step back, get away. Nope, we don't want this. We don't care. It
Like
was like,
Diarra was a groupie. I ain't like that.
yeah, 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 yep.
But ultimately, I mean, I guess it could come across. It really gave Jackie Christie to me, like how I would
Mm,
imagine Jackie Christie is.
mm,
If one of the basketball wives,
got you.
how she is about her husband, honey, because she don't play No
Yeah, most ladies are
games.
like that. Like, yo, you a groupie, get up out of here. Why you talking to my husband? I get it. I get it.
And so basically she cusses her out. He cusses the wife cusses Diarra out. Diarra cusses the wife out. Well,
Mhm.
basically F you then. She gonna find another way to get in Kincaid's presence and question him, right?
Right.
And so now we see Monty, and Monty is talking to her husband. Um, and they're just having a moment in the garage. And I think this was kind of just like a she had given a discount. She had put out an ad in the paper talking about anybody with this certain type of car could get a
Impala,
discount on that. And
the
she's
Chevy Impala.
like,
Yeah.
he like,
Mhm.
I guess I'm not in control of anything anymore. Like you controlling this, they controlling this. Like poor,
Yeah.
poor him. What you think of Amani's husband and the situation he's
I
in
felt
right now?
sorry for him. I felt sorry for him. I mean, not on the part that he's, working with these guys who he's 50,000 deep in, but she was just like, "Yo, I'm on this case and I need to use you in order to get down to the bottom of this because we're looking for this type of car and all of this and that." So, but at the same time, we need the money. So we need to get this money up. So you need to do something because I don't want you to deal with these guys and we got to pay this 50,000 off while I work on this case. But I don't think she told him about the case yet, right? She didn't tell him about the case yet, right?
I
Did
think
she?
well, he knows by the end because
Right.
he's like, you running around with Diarra, like this isn't
He
that,
knows
you know
now,
what I
yeah.
mean? So eventually, but I'm not sure if she knew at that point. And then the final scene in that row of scenes was Aja at the wing spot, honey, because she can't get enough of these wings, apparently. She
Yeah.
loves the wings. She is in the bathroom stall and she sees these spiders.
Mhm.
Now, we know from Diarra's prior discussion that he doodled spiders, honey. He's so in love with her. He interrupted his spider doodle to doodle her name, okay?
Right.
Because
Right.
Diarra said, "Look, he stopped from his doodles to confess his love for me."
Right. That's how she got put on to Kincaid, right? Because they called him the tarantula. So he was
Mhm.
drawing tarantulas. So yeah, she saw that in the bathroom. The girl was funny. She was like, "I don't know how you do it. You come in here by yourself. You don't got no man. You come in here for these women."
Every week. You come in here every night
I
for
was
this
like,
week.
"Damn, can you be any more crass? Like, can you be
I
polite?"
know. Poor Aja, poor
Yeah.
Aja. And this is just a throw in. I just wanted to throw there because it was probably episode
Ah,
3 when I realized that Danger is Big Meech.
that's
Okay.
right. Shout out to
Uh,
B, man.
Listen, shout out to Meech.
Big
Shout
B.
out to Meech. That was so fun to me. I'm like, okay, I know that voice. When Danger was talking to her and
Yep.
breaking it down to her, like, look, Diarra, you gotta work on this. You gotta center, what do you say, on your root chakra?
Your root
It's the
chakras
chakra
in
between your
between your ruta and your uka, your puda.
the rooter and the tutor,
Your
yes.
ruta and the
And
puda. She's like,
he
"I know
tells
where
her,
it's at." He's like, "Well, just do it then." But he did cook us some pancakes. I think he has something for her, yo. I
"You
really
think he's
think he
got
has.
feelings?
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I
don't
think he
Danger
has
got a
feel
wife?"
I don't think so. I don't remember seeing that. I think
When
he
he said
hangs out with his
stepson,
boys.
though,
I mean,
but
he
it
might
could
got
be
a
from an
baby.
old relationship.
Could be, but I think he has a thing for her, and it's just he probably always did, but she wasn't messing with him like that because of what he does. You know what I mean? So we'll see.
Is she not going to now? But I mean, we don't know.
We don't know. We don't know.
Danger could be unsuspecting. Big Meech, aka Danger, could be unsuspecting. Okay, so
Mhm.
this is when I really started to get concerned, Jay. Can I be honest with you?
What are you
I
concerned
really
about?
started getting concerned when Diarra is having these hallucinations. 'Cause I had to go. I said, "Is this a flashback?" I said, "She only was with that Ambien
Right.
one night. Ain't no
Yes.
way that he's really here." But I mean, she's having whole conversations with him. She's seeing him
Listen,
in her bed.
you know how it is. I'm sure you do, right? I'm sure your ladies do. When the D is that good and you're running all over town and you're not in a good place, and that's the only thing that made you feel good about your life, you will hallucinate. And that's what she's doing right now.
Oh,
She's
Lord have
hallucinating. I'm
mercy.
concerned too.
Lord. But yeah, no, that I was like, "Come on, sis. Come on, my good sis. I know we're not hallucinating." And so we also know that she had gone, as you alluded to earlier, the police station to get a file from her brother-in-law.
Mhm.
I moved on. I done moved on from your brother. I just need your help with this.
Mhm.
Apparently, he did not comply. So she sent him a bouquet of dildos. And so now Swa done had to come up to the schoolhouse.
Crazy, yo. She's crazy. She is wild. I mean, would you do something like that?
No. No, I love Diarra because she is the epitome of what delusional is. And I
Yes.
love I love a Delulu moment, but I think
Yeah.
Diarra lives in delusion, honey. Because what in the world would make you ever do that,
You
sis?
got the
Like,
delusional button? You got delusional? There it is. Delusional button.
yeah, she is tripping. Like, what in the world? But so he comes, they get into it, and this was kind of a funny moment from the original trailer that we saw. They get into it, and another teacher is in the room.
Yes.
And so they kind of politely excuse her. And as she's walking out, she tells
They do
Swa,
not
I understand.
politely excuse her. Okay, let's keep it real. The lady said something. They was like, "Can you mind your effing business? Like, what is wrong with you? You know what I'm saying?" And they sitting there looking like, "You gonna get out of what? We talking?" They was not politely excusing her.
Well, I mean, she got on out. But as she went out, she looked over to him and she said, I understand. I know why. I
Right.
know why you got it rid of Diarra. And
She chose
then
this
to
Diarra.
add to add insult to injury, he gonna ask her, so we wearing corduroy now? Like, Francois, you just mean and messy for no reason, sir.
Mean, mean. He definitely being mean. I could say that. I could agree with that. Yeah.
So later on
Oh boy.
in the episode, they need to have a meeting because they need to figure out what they're going to do with this divorce. They need to settle it. Her lawyer had already told her it's going to be best if she works something out directly with him, accept an offer
Mhm.
he makes. So he comes with what seemingly a really pitiful offer initially. She laughs at him. He says, Diarra, don't make a scene.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't do it. And she's like, oh, I feel Alvin Ailey coming on.
I
A
feel a
little Aunt
dance coming on.
Viv.
That
A
was
little
funny. She
Aunt
was like,
Viv.
oh, yeah, she's doing the obvious and screaming. It reminded me though of what's that old movie where it's an old movie with the white people. I forgot it. And she was having like a organism. I call it organism. She was like,
Oh, Harry Met
ah, ah.
Sally.
There you go. That one. It
Yep.
reminded me a little bit of that. It was like a little ode to that because she was kind of making a scene, and then the lady was like, "I want when she's happy." You remember that?
Yep,
So
I
it was
remember.
like an ode to that scene right there. I know she's seen that movie and put that in there like that. Yeah.
Absolutely. It definitely gave that because she said, and this was the moment where she says, he's always trying to be the good Negro. So I know he ain't going to do nothing, but I'm going to act a fool. Okay. So that ain't got nothing to do with me until he comes with an appropriate offer. And so in that moment, they decide that he is going to pay her expenses for the next 3 months, no matter what happens with court or whatever. She says she needs, what did she say, 2.5 bands right
Yeah.
now, though? I need that right now.
Yep.
Okay. And we'll kind of discuss the rest, but we'll be amicable. Okay. So
Mm.
what did you think of that in the moment? She seemed happy with it. She ordered everything on the menu to go.
Yeah. Yeah. It
I
was
said,
it was paid
Dion,
back. It was paid back for him being the way he is. At the same time, her whole motive was to get that money so she can use that money to go down to the gambling spot and get close to John Sally, who plays that guy. I forgot his name.
Kincaid,
Kincaid. There you go.
Mr. Kincaid,
Mr.
honey. Yes.
Tarantula. Yeah.
Tony Kincaid.
Tony
Listen,
Kincaid. There you go.
there we go. I
You
knew
got it
I
right
had it
there.
somewhere in here, honey.
Yeah. Good
So
job. Good job.
so Big T knows somebody, Mr. T, and gets them set up with the game. She gets past Maisha, okay,
Mhm.
and gets to go downstairs and she gets to the table, honey. She got the money. She's at the table.
Yeah.
She's looking at Mr. Man.
Mhm.
She's ready to go.
Yeah.
Checks her phone. Jay, she checks her phone.
Yep. It ain't
Account
working.
in OD,
Uh,
overdraft.
uh,
All the money she got in this world
mm.
is on this table right now. How did you feel about this moment? What was going through your head, in your mind, in your heart?
Well, it was unexpected. But then it's like, okay, yeah, he's a nasty dude at this point. At this point, yeah, he's just doing stuff out of spite. He's just like, I thought about it, whatever.
It was that
I let
woman.
that check bounce. I was
It
like,
was that woman. Says she
Yeah.
told me that you were just using me and,
Yep.
blah, blah, blah. Really?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what we doing, bro, bruh?
So all she had was a couple stacks of whatever, and she had to
Nasty
give it
work.
up. Yeah.
Nasty work. But she gets at that table, honey. And I said, now this reminded me of one of them Joning contests from back in the day when we was a kid. The way she roasted this man,
Oh, yeah. She's going in on him.
she talked about his gameplay. She basically
Mhm.
called him a Chester. I
Yep. Messing
mean,
with the
she
kids, yep.
did the absolute most. Was that deserved, Jay? Was
Well, she's
that
trying to
was
get
that
under his
deserved?
skin. She's trying to get under his skin to really just, like, get him to give up any information, you know what I'm saying? Kinda just like, when you trip up somebody, then they're gonna, like, say, "Okay, well, you get me mad, well, this is really what happened," and he kinda, like, spills the truth, but it kinda backfires on her a little bit.
Absolutely, it did. Absolutely, it did. Because everyone really was kind of looking at her like, you're the problem. They're like, this is a peaceful game, ma'am. This is a peaceful game. I will say she was mad confident.
She was.
Absolutely.
She
She
had to be.
carries that thing.
She had to be. She had to be, you know? Like, she wanted to break Mr. Kincaid, and she he was looking at her like, "Lady, what did I do to you? Like, how did I hurt you? Do I know you? Like, dang, why you coming at me so hard like this?"
Yeah.
But it's all
He
part of
said,
the
"Yeah, no,
plan.
she getting what she wants. She came to attack me like this." And so
Yep,
basically what all led up to this is that we found out that Tony Kincaid used to be a coach for Deontay when he was young, right?
yep.
And that based on kind of like the news articles and things that she had found in the past, there was some suspicious behavior, I guess, with him and a minor, or so we thought. We really didn't know what was going on at the time. And so she gets a notion, honey. She's going to
Mhm.
run into the ocean. Diarra just thought she had some good clues, and he was absent from games during the time
Wasn't there
that
a
he went missing.
car accident that he was in and the kid was in there?
Mhm,
Didn't she find that out? And she
mhm,
thought it was Deontay, right? She thought it was
mhm.
Deontay.
But
Yeah,
it wasn't. Yeah, it
right.
turns out that he had an addiction, and we
Mhm.
find that out later, but it was nothing that she thought. Meanwhile, I'm thinking Miss Diarra got a good hand. When I saw the ace king, I said, "Oh, my sis, she about to go."
It looked like it was like, "Hey, okay, she's about to get this bread too. All the bread that she lost in overdraft, she can put the money back in, get out of overdraft, it's looking real good." But,
We were wrong. We were wrong. We were wrong.
press the button. Press you gotta press the button.
Yep, all that, very wrong. He proceeded to blow her out of the water. I don't even know what that hand was, Jay. I'm not a poker player, but
Yeah.
it mopped her. She said, "What does this mean?" I'd have been
I
like,
think it was
"Tiara,
a
what?"
full house. I think it was a full house or something like that. Like, it just yeah, totally took out. Yep.
She said, "What does this mean?" It means you lost, sis. It means
Thank you, Miss Kira
it
Speaks. I pressed that one.
it means get up and get out. Okay, you played your hand, and so she gets escorted upstairs, and I'm thinking, what is she about to do to her? What is she about to do to my good sis, honey? When I tell you that she got up there, the chick had the tweezers, like she was about to pull out her teeth. Okay.
Yep.
I was like, what's about to happen? Tony walks in the room, Mr. Kincaid, and he's like, I think she's ready to talk.
Right.
What's really going on? Okay. So they proceed to have a conversation, and basically he leaves it believing that she's got an addiction to gamble.
Mhm, right, right. Like, she has the problem because she came up in there acting like she had a problem, you know what I'm saying? So
Yes. And he kind of confides. She does get answers though, as it relates to him. And she
mhm.
finds out that he had nothing to do with little Deontay being taken away. But when that moment of realization hit her, I felt it, Jay, because she said, I need my money back.
Imma need my money. Imma need my money. It's like, it's like, "Now I know you got a problem. Now I know you crazy." He thought she had a gambling problem. That's what he said, that she had a gambling problem. Yeah,
Yeah, a gambling addiction.
right.
But yeah, that tickled me so. She's like, no, for real. I'm gonna need my money back, baby. That's not how any of this works.
Yep, yep.
She is 0 for 2, Miss Kira Speaks, but I think she is on the way.
She
I
is.
think she is on the way to finding out who really did this. But yes, the escort out sent me, the asking for her money back sent me.
Mm.
And then again, that night in bed, questioning her whole life. What did you think of that final scene? Her in the bed looking up at the ceiling like,
I mean, I think it's just like, Miss Kira Speak said, like she's 0 and 2. It's like you just feel defeated and you're still having illusions and delusions of this guy. And it's like, should you give up? And she's not going to give up. We already know that. We got what, like 4 more episodes to go. But yeah, I mean, that was a hell of a day. It was a hell of a night. And it
It
was a whole
was.
lot. It was way. I think this episode is episode 4. She went through way more than she has in the past 3. So
Yes.
this was like, you pulling all stops out. Like, you dealing with your ex-husband, you trying to get this money, you got this bag, you're dealing with all this craziness that's going on. This was the one that kind of like really like pooped her out. Like she's exhausted at this point.
Absolutely. And I'm tired with my good sis because I'm like, Diarra, you've been doing the most, honey. You've been running all over Detroit. I mean, we rescuing kids. We done went on the bus asking the professor for information. You're at the police station multiple times.
Yep.
Like, and in the midst of it, you still in cars. You done
Still in
stole your
car.
SS back. Like,
Right. That was funny.
it was. It was. I'm getting everything I need from this series. Overall, how are you feeling about it? Are you still invested? Are you excited to continue these reviews? How are you feeling about it all?
I'm still invested. I like it. Like I said, I like the show. I like the edge to it. I'm loving seeing the new characters and some old characters from way back. And I like where the story's going. Like I said, episode 3 was my favorite. So I hope to see Felicia Rashad come back. I believe that she will. And yeah, I'm looking forward to what's coming up next, man. What's coming up next. So I'm looking forward to what's happening with the next 4 episodes. And I'm looking forward to recapping it with you.
Yay! Next Sunday, we will be back with bells on. But before we get off for today, I'm going to give you the floor. Let the people know what's going on with VACAY-JayTV this week. What you got
All
going
right,
on?
all right, all right. What's going on, fam? VACAY-JayTV. You already know what to do. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, fam. So it's Sunday, right? So Monday is coming around. So for all my vacay fam, we are doing final predictions for BMF episode 5. If you haven't seen the episode 4, listen, go back, check that out. Go to my channel. Yeah, definitely had a good time with Ashley. We had a good time with that. But we have the final predictions for episode 5. We will have some exclusive picks for you. All right. We should have some exclusive picks. We'll play the game, what it looked like. And then Wednesday, we will have Ruthless Round Table, my squad with Tyler Perry's Ruthless. We are coming up to the final episode, the season finale for episode 4. I mean, this past episode was crazy. So definitely come check us out as we recap that live. And then look out for the BMF. Yeah, is it my turn or is it your turn? It's your turn for BMF next Saturday. So that's what we're looking forward to doing. So I'm excited.
Yep, it's definitely my turn for BMF,
It's my
y'all. Think
turn.
it's my turn. Yeah. So this week, what do I have? Oh, definitely coming either tonight or tomorrow. I will be reviewing Parish. I watched it this morning, y'all.
You told me about
When
it.
I tell you Giancarlo Esposito is giving all that needs to be given, and I love that he is in a lead role. That I'm gonna just set it right there. But Palm Royale will be this week. I'm gonna continue on with reviewing Manhunt, y'all, and whatever else strikes my fancy. So many new shows are coming. Alice and George will be on coming very, very soon. I'll be reviewing that. We talked about it on the live yesterday. But yeah, guys, as always, thank you so much for coming out, for being super live in the chat. And yeah, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video.
Salute.
Bye.